Michael Savage is the dumbest conservative media figure in the country. I'm serious. He's worse than Glenn Beck, worse than Rush Limbaugh, worse than Sean Hannity and Bill O'Reilly. Well, since Hannity was this poisonous figure when it came to advertising money in his radio time slot, he moved to a different company because he couldn't get a deal with the company he was with. And now Michael Savage has been given Sean Hannity's old time slot, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Cumulus Media Network. He's going to be on WABC in New York, like the flagship station. Which, by the way, this is going to last until advertisers realize that Michael Savage is more insane than Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity. And I'm surprised. I can't imagine they get much money from advertisers now for his show. I mean, the way most of these right-wing talkers get funded, they're welfare queens. And when I say that, I mean they can't make it in the free market. Nobody actually listens to their shows. The second they stop doing the old school rating system, which was diaries where people literally had to fill it out and send it in, and none of the information was accurate, nobody even filled them out. They switched to people meters, which is like a GPS system that could track within a certain area of the radio station how many people are listening. They realized nobody's listening to conservative talk. So a lot of these guys, none of the money comes from advertisers. The money comes from right-wing think tanks. You know, that Heritage Foundation, American Enterprise Institute, you name it, Cato Institute, well, maybe not Cato, but a lot of the rest of them, Freedom Works, all that stuff. They all fund these guys because they're doing the propaganda work. They are the propaganda outlet of the rich. And, of course, the right-wing think tanks are funded by the rich. So they want them on air even though nobody's listening to them. So to show you what I mean, that this guy is more insane than Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity, which I know is a bold claim.
Autism, since I'm not talking about autism, a fraud, a racket. For a long while, we were hearing that every minority child had asthma. Why was there an asthma epidemic amongst minority children? Because I'll tell you why. The children got extra welfare if they were disabled, and they got extra help in school. It was a money racket. Everyone went in and was told, when the nurse looks at you, you go, I don't know, the dust got me. So everyone had asthma from the minority community. That was number one. Now the illness du jour is autism. You know what autism is? I'll tell you what autism is in 99% of the cases. It's a brat who hasn't been told to cut the act out. That's what autism is. What do you mean they scream and they're silent? They don't have a father around to tell them, don't act like a moron. You'll get nowhere in life. Stop acting like a putz. Straighten up. Act like a man. Don't sit there crying and screaming, idiot. Autism. Everybody has an illness. We're going to die as a nation. I swear to God, that's what people are saying to me. And these are intelligent people, wealthy people. They are very depressed by the weakness that America is showing to the psychotics in the Muslim world. They say, oh, there's 1 billion of them. I said, so kill 100 million of them. Then there'll be 900 million of them. I mean, would you rather die? Would you rather us die than them? I mean, what is it going to take for you people to wake up? Would you rather we disappear and we die? Or would you rather they disappear and they die? Because you're going to have to make that choice sooner rather than later.
Because your teeth are real bad.
All right. So you're one of those sodomites.
Yeah.
Are you a sodomite?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you're one of the sodomites. You should only get AIDS and die, you pig. How's that? Oh. Why don't you see if you can sue me, you pig? You got nothing better than to put me down, you piece of garbage? You got nothing to do today? Go eat a sausage and choke on it. Get trichinosis. Okay, we have another nice caller here who's busy because he didn't have a nice night in the bathhouse, is angry at me today? Huh? Get me another one. Put another sodomite on. No more calls? I don't care. Let's go to the next scene. I don't care about these bums. They mean nothing to me. They're all sausages. Next scene. On to the next scene on the Savage Nation.
Absolute lunatic. No two ways about it. Certifiably psychotic. The dude is mental. And the dude is a blithering idiot. A blithering idiot. I can't stress this enough. This guy doesn't have 2 brain cells to rub together. I wouldn't even bother talking to him if he wanted to have a discussion, because it's like talking to a fucking brick wall. The dude, there's nothing going on upstairs. So let me tell you what's going on now with him. When talking to WorldNet Daily about how excited he is about his new time slot, he said, quote, people will be exposed to my views of the world. I know a lot of people are middle of the road or independent and they don't quite understand what's going on around them. I think my plain talking, down-to-earth manner will bring people to understand the danger this country is in, and they should vote accordingly. 2 big issues, he said, are what he calls Islamofascism and one of his signature subjects, illegal immigration. Now this shows you how out of touch this moron is. Illegal immigration is net zero, which means there is no illegal immigration going on. In fact, it's been net zero since 2008. Read a news article, you prick. It's not going on. Doesn't exist anymore. Doesn't exist. Ever since we had the Great Recession, people looked around and said, well, maybe we don't want to go into America. Looks like they're struggling with their economy. Maybe it's not the land of opportunity. Let's not go there. So he's ranting about an issue that hasn't been an issue for years. And Islamofascism, that's probably even dumber than illegal immigration. Less than 1% of the American population is Muslim. So what, 0.6% of the population is going to take over 99% of the population and implement Sharia law? Please, I mean, just stop. Just stop. You're so stupid it hurts to talk about you. But the best part is right here. He said, quote, if you want to get spiritual, and I don't want to get corny, but this was done through the hand of destiny. You got a radio show through the hand of destiny? Or if you want to say, he continues, the hand of God. There's no way to explain this. Michael Savage thinks God gave him his radio show. Because God, of course, cares what time slot Michael frickin' Savage is on. Do you realize how self-aggrandizing, narcissistic, arrogant, and irrational that is? Yes, God looked around, saw that there's hundreds of thousands of kids, if not millions of kids with leukemia who could probably use a cure. There's all these natural disasters going on. There's a civil war in Syria where 130,000 people have died. There's drone strikes killing innocent civilians in Pakistan, Yemen, and Somalia. There's 45,000 people dying every year in the U.S. because they don't have basic health care, never mind all the problems in different third world countries. There's immense poverty, immense hunger. I mean, all this stuff goes on, but no, God doesn't address that. He just, hey, what's Michael Savage doing with his radio show? I think I should give that guy a promotion or something.